Hello everyone, and welcome back to another week of Starnld's Tier 6 skirmishes. And today we have a Legionnaire special for you. I was Legionnaring with LOK. They were at the time ranked 11th in Tier 6 skirmishes, and they're going up against Mahau with some Teach and Pingu and a couple other people helping them out. Warhead with LOK is the commander and caller, and he calls for a couple of snipers, T-50 to go run up to the hill. I'm sorry, the big hill, not the little hill in the middle, and everybody else to go to the middle. Initially, my plan, I didn't really want to be sniping. I wanted to go up into the middle, but then this M25 showed up, so I ended up getting stuck here, and Warhead noticed and called that me and Fox, who was behind me, were the ones saying and sniping. So, okay, back into the bushes and snipe. A bunch of the enemy team got lit. Thank you to our T-50. And Felix and the Cromwell is going to start going around, see what happens. These guys get all excited, and they decide they're going to try to push around on him. There's someone here. I get a shot in on them, and they don't go running away. They just stay there. I get a shot on the guy on the hill. There's some arty in the background. These guys are wide open. They do get spotted, but they have too many other things they're looking at, so they can't be looking at me. Now this Rudy's coming up, and I don't want him to get in on me and Fox. That would be bad for us if we get us spotted and everybody would have shots on us. And then I believe right about here, Warhead calls for us all to pull up. At this point in time, the 12T got behind us somehow, and I don't know what he's doing or where he is, but I don't hear anybody saying they're getting shot by him. His options are to get behind us and shoot us, or to step on cap and distract us, and he doesn't do either, so it's like he's out of the game right now. I'm really confused as to what was going on with him. So now let's go. Everybody get in there. I was a little slow to follow Fox because I did have shots. Now I'm going to start following him. Our Quamman 35 on one side and me and Fox on the other side, with the T-50 taking pot shots every now and then. Finish off one. How I ricocheted the side of an MT-25, who knows? And the enemy's just falling. The one shot, the MT. I'm at full health, so they send me to go get the MT and everybody else to go to the cap. Crom gets a shot into the MT, so this is like, okay, go ahead. I'm in a good position on this guy now, and everybody else he orders to get to the cap because the 12 can't get to him. Now he might have been able to sneak by if he took the further north route. I don't know if my vision's good enough to catch him through the bushes there. Possibly would have stopped him going up the hill. He sees me, I'm full health, I don't really care. And we're up 6-3, and I don't know if I mentioned Mahu was ranked like 2nd or 3rd, and LOK was ranked 11th at this point. So the 12T, he tries to cross. He wants to at least try to get some sort of resets. And I missed my chance at a shot right there. But he's going to park in the middle there for me to hit him, and he unloads a slip on me here. But he's going to have to do that twice in order for it to make a difference, and my guys are on cap with 3 seconds left, so I did my job on him. This was really exciting because we beat a really good clan here, and you couldn't really tell, but I did like 1,800 damage, and everybody else was like in the 700 or 800, and I came out of it saying, oh, I love sniping. So that's the fun of the game, and here we go. We have Abbey, and this is W-UNI against LOK and Abbey. And I've skirmished a lot with LOK, and Warhead likes the city, or to play the Abbey. Actually, the little village outside the Abbey, not actually up in there. I call for us to play it. We're not particularly familiar with this play. A lot of our guys have never actually played up in there before. So it was kind of a risky call on my part just because of our lack of familiarity. We're going to sit Coffee and myself in the back sniping, and everybody else into the city. In this particular case, it might have been better for Coffee or myself to go up in there and brawl and leave the Brett Panther in back with the sniper gun. I mean, you can see, so we get some good shots into the MT there. That was Coffee, and Slappy put 2 into him, I think. And you can see right off the bat, everybody was supposed to go to the 3-4 line, and I had a couple of the 30-45s actually went 5-6 line, so I had to get them over there. And one of the important things of playing it like this when we have the 2 snipers is we need to suck them into us. So there's so many buildings in there, we can't get good shots, me and Coffee, unless our guys draw them back and get them to poke where they should be poking. So we're probably a little too deep, Mini certainly was too deep, into the town under these conditions. And again, that's kind of lack of knowledge of how to play this map in this area. I'm going to try to get a already shot in and hope that they'll just poke in there, and I think I get a little damage on the warhead, and that's about it. And you can see, so we're down 2 tanks already, and I've been totally ineffective because a combination of being in a bad place and our team not drawing into our fire. And it's the fact that LOK is really good. I see somebody pinging the map there. There's a Cromwell back there getting shots into Wasp. So we're going to send Coffee, actually Coffee volunteers to go try to chase off the Cromwell. So it's one thing to have your guys sit there and try to draw them into you. It's another thing when they're getting shot from behind because they're sitting there. Shots at me. I missed my first one. Really an ammo rack. Finish him off. I took way too much damage in the exchange. Coffee's trying to chase down the Cromwell. I gotta try to get a couple shots in there, but I got spotted and finished off. So here Coffee's chasing the Cromwell. The Cromwell's got too much speed. You really can't push out in there and really chase the Cromwell because those guys in the Abbey are going to have shots on him. Slappy tries to hold everybody off. Everybody's chasing him. I actually asked Coffee to get back up on the hill. I really think he was going to be in a bad position if he pushed around forward there. They just took a shot off him and bounced him, and they'd have had side shots if he tried to push around the other way. Slappy's still trying to hold him off. And he finally goes down. And it's 4-on-1. Coffee's going to do his best here, but 4-on-1, there's only so much you can do. I really wasn't entirely unhappy with our performance here, considering that we didn't know the map, or we didn't know playing that portion of the map, and their current ranking and our current ranking were in the 50s. We were ranked 7th at the time. So the fact that we got 4 tanks off of them under those conditions, I wasn't really unhappy with the performance. Now we go on to Himmelsdorf. Had to show this one for 2 reasons. One, I thought we did a kind of a poor job overall, but one guy really shone, and you're going to see some great, awesome play by Slappy 00500. I'm sure it's not the first time you've seen great play by him, but I'm going to show him off a little bit at the end. So they have a lot of speed with those 4 Cromwells and the Type 64. I don't want to get caught out at one side or the other and not be able to get back to reset cap. So we're going to park 3 of each of our tanks on the A line and the B line, and we're going to send Slappy to try to find them. The whole idea again is, like we do a lot of times, just let them come to us. You could call it kind of a camp. It's kind of, I mean, we're not really hiding. We're really just positioning ourselves to be able to respond to what we felt was the greatest threat, which was their speed. And this also is a strat that we aren't used to doing. We're used to being a little more aggressive, or we camp on the other side. And Slappy just saw that one Cromwell. Suspect he's got friends and he's pushing forward. We get spotted here by that Type 64. As soon as the guy tells me that he got spotted, I'm like, okay guys, we gotta move in now. If they know we're here, we might as well move in and take advantage of it. So you see the A line starts moving, the B line's a little slower to move. That guy in the window there is going to be the greatest threat. We have a lot of trouble shooting at him. But somebody else runs in and gets the targets for us, so we'll take them out too. Meanwhile, on the other side, we got our 4 tanks pushing in. The Type 64 behind them is getting shots on their rear end. And we take some punishment from that. And then one of our tanks turns around and engages the Type 64, thinking that he'd be better off dying to the Type 64 than pushing in and dying from shooting him. He says he told me about it at the time. I'm not going to challenge that. I would have preferred he stay with the rest of the team. His logic was a little bit sound. I just would have preferred to stay with the rest of the team and get to the next intersection, maybe, and hide from the Type 64. But at this point, we're down considerably. We lose our last 30-45 in a second. Slappy takes a big shot there, and I'm pretty much thinking this is done and over with. Slappy gets that kill there. That was miraculous. He's got a 1-shot coming in on him. And Slappy starts passing forward. The guy actually lands a shot, but Slappy finishes him. Now they're 2-on-1, and they come. Slappy just does a little poking. Gets the first one. Still, all this 30-45's got to do is land a shot or two. And Slappy takes him out. I think the 34 shoots HE at him here. Shoots HE for 50, where if he had done APCR, he might have actually killed Slappy there. But that's a trollish HP. So that was awesome. 4 kills at the end there for Slappy. A true carry, because we pretty much had lost that game. Now we're going to show 2 on Redshire back to back. 2 different teams. We run the same strat, but you're going to see how the same strat does not always work under given circumstances, and a lot of times it's when you call the pushes or don't call the pushes that matter. So we're going to send 3 to the what is it, the church over there. We're going to send 3 to up on the hill, and we're going to let Tank in the Type 64 spot for us. Type 2, I thought he was going to want to spot the middle from the other side. He decides to come over here with us and spot from the hills themselves. They don't actually have a light tank, so he can be pretty aggressive here. And he chooses to be, so I think he goes up to the second, maybe even the third hill. And here he spots almost most of the team out. We're able to get some shots in here as they're crossing. This Cromwell probably should have kept going. I don't know if he thinks he lost his spot there or something, but he stays within range to get shot for way too long. He got lucky, I missed that one. So we got almost their whole team. I think we counted at least 6 tanks over here at the church area. thanks to tank spotting. We know mostly where they are. And I'm going to try to get a little arty shot in on them. And yeah, we get one with the arty. Our 3 tanks that are playing over there are doing fairly well. They're trading well. They get a kill on their own. And now we're moving in. Mini-Dump's going to try to go around. I decided to just cross the bridge and try to go into the middle. I'm full health, so I really don't care if they shoot me here. I just run on in, he gets a shot, finish him. I see we have 3 tanks on 1 behind me, so I turn the other way. And we have me and Mini and this 1 tank left over here. Really quick battle. And this is just run to get damage. Somebody's got to spot them, so I just drive forward. I have people behind me are going to shoot them if I spot them. So no concerns here. Legendary 30-45 on the move shot there. And the guy's done. So that was an example of how when it goes well. So now let's see what happens when it doesn't go quite as well. We don't quite have the same lineup, but it's most of the same core people. And we're going to make the same plays. One of the big differences here is that Wasp didn't want to be quite as aggressive. So he's going to go pull himself up a bush out in the middle. That was by his request, so I'm like, okay, that's fine. And the rest of us are going to kind of do the same thing as before. We're going to retreat to the Citadel over there and the rest of us on the hill. Okay. Me and Obram here are kind of jostling for position. I want the second bush. Who wants the first bush? So we kind of need to cross. Yeah, it's funny how people have the bushes that they prefer or the positions that they prefer. So we spot the easy deuce way over there. That kind of throws me for a loop because right off the bat I'm thinking, okay, if the easy deuce is over there, they're all going to be over there. I would never think that he'd be alone. I think for a second about repositioning, but I want to get better lights first. So I asked Wasp to push up a little bit, see if he can get better lights. Really want to know where the rest of the team is. And I start pushing up here because I really, in my heart, think they're all over on the left with the easy deuce, and I was very wrong. We spot 2 over here. And we got 2 over there. So at this point, we have 5 of their tanks spotted. I should have called a push on either side. Especially right now, they just lost one of the ones on the middle. We had the 3 of us push around there and kill that Cromwell. Instead, I kind of just languished and let us just sit here and try to deal with these guys. It was a little bit of overconfidence because of how well we did in that other Redshire game. I mean, they weren't back-to-back, but that was still in the back of my head. Wasn't worried about the easy deuce. He was out of position. Artie takes care of the one guy, so once that Artie kills him, then now we only have 2 tanks over here, so we can't as easily push. Although we have the T-37 for support, so maybe we could. So you see we have 2 tanks on 2 on the one side, and now it turns out to be 2 tanks on 3 on the other side. So there's really no place we can effectively use our numbers and push. Wasp is trying to move in and come to our aid. And we just, for some reason, I allowed us to get separated, and we never got an effective numbers push on that in any position. Now the T-37 goes down, and it's me and Obram, I think, over here. And what's with ammo racks? I'm expecting these guys to come over at us. Obram is not necessarily thinking that. 34 gets behind us, and the Cromwell just jumps right on in.
We didn't penetrate their armor. I get ammo racked again, and
they basically managed their numbers basically there. And they had the 2-on-2 in the church area there, and they pretty much pushed. They didn't do a hard push, but they knew they had fight eventually coming, so whatever damage they did would be beneficial.
One of our tracks is damaged.
And again, Coffee does as good a job as he can considering the numbers. So that's the same map, same strat, and how differently it went. Now a good battle on Ghosttown. We're going to send 3 up to not the sniper's nest, but the corner there, the D1 area. There's some bushes there we like to snipe from. We're going to put 3 on the corner of the town, and we're going to put our light tank in the bush on the little hill there. So the hope is that the guys on the corner can shoot anybody that decides they want to push the guys on the hill, and the guys on the hill can spot anybody in the city and shoot them. That's the hope. I don't think it's quite ever worked out that way yet, but it's been working for the most part. Yeah, it would have been nice if we had some early shots on that spot there. And we don't, and he gets up there, and our guys get up there. Oh, that's a good one there. Somebody tank landed it. And he backed off because he got spotted for that. That was a very aggressive move by that Cromwell. Wow, that shot flied. So now we have 4 on 3 on the hill. They need to take out that Cromwell in front of them, but they're going to get shot for doing it. And us down in the city, we're going to use this. We trade tanks up top. I'm going to try to get an arty shot in. That's 3 on 2 up there. That Cromwell was so far in there, he knows how many tanks we have there, so kind of surprised they didn't push right there. But that's not all of their tanks. We still have a couple unaccounted for. I think the Skoda and the Cromwell are unaccounted. No, they're accounted for. A couple of 34s are unaccounted for. So Mini starts sneaking around the city. I decided I'm going to join them. We'll leave Obram over there to try to get some shots if our guys get pushed. And we're just kind of working around trying to figure out if we can get shots. Mindy gets one. That's nice. Puts us up a tank for a very short period of time. We lose the P-43 on the hill. And we spot the Type 64 behind us at the cap. I turn around to try to help out Obram and tank, but I think they have it pretty well under control. Meanwhile, Coffee's up on the hill all alone with the Skoda and the Cromwell up there. As soon as this is done, I ask him to leave there. I don't want him there all by himself. If they push, we can't protect them. And then we're going to get together and we're going to move on through the city. So I'm a little nervous here because that Cromwell and the Skoda are pretty quick. If we get caught out, we're not going to be able to get back. But I do still have the Type 64 though, and he's going to take up positions so that they can't really get to cap and take it out without us getting some resets. We decided to go this side over here because it's further away from those guys on the hill that might spot us. We do at some point hold up a little bit to let Coffee finish catching up. It's like, no, don't keep me out of the fun. Okay, the Skoda and the Cromie move up, but they take out our Type. Big decision, go back or keep forward. We haven't seen anything down this end, even though we haven't spotted the 3485s yet. We decide since we're all here, we're going to go to cap. We swing one person wide, hoping that he can get shots if those guys are sniping from their little sniper's nest. That's the biggest nerve thing right there, is if they have guys on the sniper's nest. Nothing spots me, and we're going to go for it. Now, I would have thought that they would have been doing the same thing. I think they might have been not knowing where we were. They didn't want to push the snipers nest quite as aggressively as we did. So we get one on. I think Mini Dump's going to try to get up into the sniper's nest, and 3 of the rest of us get on the cap. And now, since we beat them to the cap, they have to head back. I'm thinking the Cromwell and the Skoda have time to get back pretty much no matter where they are. And this is a wide open cap, so it's not much defense we have against it. Except hoping that Mini gets up top and gets early enough spots to defend us. So any time now, I'm thinking these guys should show up. Oh, there's one. The Skoda got back first. And first shot tracks him. And we finish the cap before he takes all that damage. So that time our aggression to going to the cap helped us. If we'd have been a little slower, they might have taken the cap before us. And now the final one for the day against DRK. Pretty similar lineups, 3485s. They brought an Artie. Extremely unusual to see Arties in tier 6. It does happen, but it's very unusual. And we've been having fun playing Magic Forest lately, so we decided to go do that again. We have Wasp and his T-37 in the middle, and the rest of us are going to go play the Magic Forest. And it's interesting, in Tier 6, because the battles are often so quick, that's why people don't bring Arties. I mean, there are some really good Artie players out there, and they can make a mark. It's just that if you're doing a push, you're basically a tank out. By the time the push, that Artie might get one shot in, and then the push is done, and there's nothing left for him to do because you've either won it or lost it. Not to say that they can't have some effect, just to say that that's why people don't bring them a lot of times. So we haven't seen anything, we haven't heard anything, Wasp hasn't seen or heard anything, so we're going to keep pushing forward. Gonna duck down here to prevent us from getting spotted. Wasp still hasn't seen anything, so they're not coming up behind us yet. I don't want to be the first one out to die because I have our clan's artillery. And so there's only a few places left they can be. And that's pretty much the one line, and it's most likely the K1 area. So I call for us to push up, try to get Wasp in a position to get some spots. And we see this guy over here. Now in my head I'm thinking we need to get some people over into the city to do some cross shots on them. I think the Rudy might come with me. Wasp is all alone. We do not want him to get focused down. We're going to need his vision to get these guys out of their camp. And the 34s on the red line keep pushing up, hoping to spot. I think they said there's somebody ahead of them and trying to spot them. You can see they're landing some shots on the guys on the hill. Really, gotta wait for it to be fully aimed, I guess. Oh, even fully aimed doesn't help much. We eliminate one of their tanks, they eliminate one of our tanks. I just keep missing shots. So we know where 2 are. We assume we know where the rest are. And this 3485 is going to go after Wasp. And me and the Rudy need to not let that happen. So we're going to try to do our best to protect them. That other 3045 got on the top of the hill, so somebody should be able to shoot him. Damn it, there's a house in the way. successfully defend Wasp T-37. I get shot by the tank that was chasing them. And now Mini Dump has moved up into the city or village with me. And I asked the Rudy and the T-37 to take that guy out because he's isolated. And me and Mini are going to start working our way up to these two guys here. Meanwhile, the K-line's moving up as well. They did that on their own. They just spot a tank. There are two tanks and they're pushing in on them. I tell Mini I'm coming. And we time our push here. We lose one of our K-line guys. Our Rudy and T-37 are still fighting the 34. And me and Mini time our push. They killed our K-line. We finish this guy off. I know I still have Mini with me. I'm a little nervous I'm going to get shot from their guys on the K-line. And our other guys are still in the back fighting that 34. And Mini rams them. And I finish them off. Ask the guys behind us if they need help. They said they're almost done. They finally finish them and I get RD'd. Gotta love when you get RD'd on the move. I know I was spotted, but really. So now we have 3-on-3. One of theirs is an RD. One of us is, we're all pretty beat up. My recommendation to the guys was that the 34 and the Rudy get in the woods, and the T-37 try to spot them from other positions. So this ends up being a really tight battle. And we really think that they're hiding all the way in the K-line. I think Mini pulls up on the hill here and he actually spots them not on the K-line. Yeah, they're pushing up into us. I tell Mini to wait. Actually, I tell them both to wait because we need to get the T-37 in a position where he can get shots. He's got a shot there. Already hits Mini Dump. Now we're really hurting. I can't push two one-shot tanks into these guys. So it's patience and wait for the T-37. And patience and wait for the T-37. Where are you? And the RD finishes off Mini Dump, who I didn't know was still spotted. And so now Wasp is getting ready to move in. And we want to time this. The Wasp is moving in, their guns are turned, so we send medic in. Already misses but stuns. Focus on the 3001. And we finish the 3001, just the RD left. Wasp is going to sit and park and fire, and we medic is going to fire. See the effectiveness of that. The RD hits another one. So their RD was actually very effective. I know I dissed them at the beginning. But that was a very good team, well entrenched in a very hard to dig out position, and we managed to pull out a win. So I was happy. I'd have been happier if we'd have trounced them a little more because they brought the RD, but you know, you can't always have it the way you want it. For watching, I appreciate all the views I get. I love doing this. I love Tier 6 skirmishes. It's what I got into the game for. Watching the professionals play the 7v7 format with the strategy and the tactics involved. It can depend on your teammates, hopefully, and sometimes even the enemy's predictable. I love sharing it with you guys. I hope that my insights have helped your game somewhat, or helped your strategies or your tactics. I hope it doesn't help you against us, but I hope it helps you overall. And again, thank you for watching, and see you on the battlefield.